Good evening, friends. This is Leo. Welcome to the post-market report. Let's understand the move on Nifty and Bank Nifty today. So Nifty had a pretty good gap up, and which had about 150-point gap up, right? And usually a gap up like this would not sustain in general, and it met with the sellers, and it pushed back all the way to the 24,000 K, and then from there it bounced. Okay. And what is the reason for this bounce and why there was a sell-off? So we look at that from the order flow and also from the profile, market profile chart. Okay. Now let's go and take a look at the order flow. So for simplicity, I have converted this into a 15-minute chart. So if you notice it, you could see that there is a sell-off right at the open, and it came all the way down. And if you see all these contracts, you could see a lot of selling happening during those times, right? And at this point, which is around 24,050 or some odd points, right? You could see that there's a lot of sellers were trapped at these levels, and then the candle closed in green, right? And followed by that, there is a good push from the buyers, and a lot of buying contracts emerged. And you can see the change of hand from the sellers to the buyers, okay? And you can see this magenta color, this is a magenta color, and you can see this cyan color, and you can see this cyan color, which indicates that there are aggressive buying stepping in at these levels. Okay. And from here, market never looked back, and it went and closed around 24,500. Okay. So this is the situation for the Nifty. Now let's go and take a look at the Bank Nifty. Okay. So in Bank Nifty, we had a gap up of around 400 to 500 points. And you could see that the sell-off is coming at this level, even at the opening candle. That we can see it in the order flow chart, which I'll show it in a minute. And from then, the price was trading below the vwap completely throughout. And the market has fell down by almost like 500 points down, right? And from here, market bounced and then moved almost like 1,000 points. Okay. So that was a very, even 1,500 points rather, right? So it's a pretty drastic move on Bank Nifty. And let's go back and look at the order flow chart and understand why this move has happened, right? I'm just explaining this on a 5-minute chart so it can be even more clearer. Okay. So when the market was opened, there is a huge buying, but the candle closed the middle, and you can see a lot of buyers trapped at these levels, and then the continuous sell-off happened. And you can see it at these bottom bars, right? You can see the sell-off is intensified in spite of all these things, sell-off intensified, right? And when the sell-off was happening, right? So when the sell-off was happening, you can see here that there was a prominent POC, right? Which is around 930, right? And from there on, market continues to fall down, right? You can see all this magenta color, magenta color, magenta color. All these colors indicates that the buyers were in full control of the entire system, right? Till the market changed hands. Okay. And if you notice at these levels, this is a stacked imbalance. Okay. But the volume is pretty low. Okay. So this is kind of an indicating that yes, sellers are aggressive, but they're not coming with a huge volume. Okay. But if you look at this point in time, you can see a lot of weakness coming in. Okay. A lot of weakness coming in. And in here also, there's a lot of weakness, but there is a lot of selling happening at these levels. But if you look at this bar, it's only 452 contracts as a volume, right? But simultaneously, if you look at it, the percentage of the buying and selling as changing hands, right? And then the following bars, the aggressive buying has emerged, okay? And this is one bar where people have come with a lot of contracts and push the market higher. Okay. So now if you scroll to the right, you can see that this buying has intensified and it never looked back after that. Okay. But there was a bit of a struggle at the end when the market was about to close. But this is all okay. This could be probably a profit booking or something else, right? We shouldn't worry too much about that. So let's see what happens tomorrow. But before that, I want to show you the profile. So this is the profile which I have tweeted this morning. Market opened and continues to fell down, right? So this was getting into the valley area, okay? And while I was talking about this, I have showed them that there is a lot of POC was not migrating. The POC was here at that point in time, right? And the POC was not migrating down. That means the volume is drying up, okay? Apparently, at this point, when it came very close to the previous day's point of control, the market bounced back and with a lot of buyers stepping in at these levels, okay? And this is a profile of the Nifty. And let's go and take a look at the Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty is exactly at pinpoint. Like for example, market has opened gap up, okay, but it could not sustain. The last visible profile point of contact was almost tested, almost, not exactly, but almost, right? And from there on, market has fell down, right? And this was yesterday's POC and this was yesterday's profile POC. Okay, so there are two differences. This is basically a volume profile POC and this is a profile market profile POC. Okay, and from here on, right, you can see that at a hedge period, market tested this level, probing the sellers, and from there on, market moved literally almost like 1,200 points, okay, or 1,500 points rather, right? So this is the way that market has moved today. And if you want to know exactly how these things happens, you can easily identify in the order flow chart. Like I said, let me show you the 5-minute chart on the Nifty. You can see it very clearly. When the market was coming down, all the way down, this is the point of control, which is on the sell side. Market was falling, right? And you can see traces of buyers emerging, right? But they couldn't control the speed and the momentum of the sellers, right? But at this point, they took literal control of this and they never looked back after that. So order flow literally helps you to identify the spot where the buyers or sellers are exchanging hands and with what level of intensity and momentum. Okay, so if you really want to be a consistent trader, consider using market profile, order flow, and obviously the pivot points. Okay, and these three combo will definitely give you an edge. And if you want to learn more about it, I have created a lot of videos in my channel. You can go through those free courses, or if you want to see the live commentary, you can come and join my YouTube live and you can gain more knowledge. I hope you find this video very useful. If you like it, share it with your friends and give a thumbs up. Thank you. Jai Hind. Bye-bye.